What is going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we've got the review for Black Clover chapter 180, and finally in this chapter we got to see Finral stand up for himself, just kind of be the boldly telling finesse in his parents to just get out of there. And Finral, I think we can all agree, is the best boy of Black Clover, and seeing him become so confident in himself, especially in this arc precisely. I mean, I can't believe the amount of development Finral's got in this arc. Like, prior to this, I liked Finral. When the first series first started, I was kind of like, yeah, Finral's Finral. He's just kind of like the guy who flirts with all the girls. That's just all he kind of was to me at the start. And then the Water Temple arc started, and I was like, okay, you know, he's establishing himself a bit more as a character now. He's becoming a bit more important and starting to enjoy him a bit more. And then this arc came along and it's just bang. He's probably my favourite character in Black Clover now, I think I'd say. Which is nuts because like I said at the start of the series, I viewed him as nothing more than the guy who just hits on all the girls. And now he's my favourite character. And I'd probably say he's the most interesting character as well. His conflict with his family, although you could possibly say it's no different than, say, like Noelle's, is there's just that little something which I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but just something. But his dilemma with his family and his story, his own personal story arc, above everybody else's. Obviously his father has to step in when Finral tells him to get away, because he says how Langris is way too much for Finral, and Finral has no hope in beating Langris, and Finral is nothing more than just the Black Bull's taxi service. And honestly, maybe he's not wrong. But I tell you what, without that taxi service, the Black Bulls would not be as half as strong as they are right now. I'm putting it out there. Just think. I mean, maybe they would still be as strong, but they wouldn't be as, I don't know what the word you'd say, as useful. That's not the right word. Useful is not the right word. I can't quite put my finger on it right now. But if you think to a lot of the major points involving the Black Bulls, whether it be the Water Temple arc, Finral was vital for that fight. When you think about this current arc against Langris, he's clearly extremely vital. Whenever Yami's needed to go somewhere for something important, whether it be a meeting with the Wizard King, whatever, Finral's there. For example, when the Diamond Kingdom attacked in the I forgot the name of it now, in the little arc before this current arc. No, before the Royal Knights arc. I've completely forgot what it's called now. You guys know the one I'm on about, where we saw William's World Tree magic. If it wasn't for Langris's taxi service ability, if that's what you want to call it, Yami would have never got there, Asta would have never got there, none of the civilians would have been able to get away. Like Finral, on first glance, at face value, he's nothing more than just the taxi service, which is obviously what he's been written to be like, because that's just how the other guilds view him, that's how just ordinary people view him, that's how his family view him in Langris. But he's much more than that. Once you actually start to dig deep and look into things, you realise that he's actually kind of at the centre, at the heart of everything the Black Bulls do. Obviously, you could kind of put this down as the fact that spatial magic is kinda OP. I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, it's not Finral's fault. Finral's best boy. There's nothing he can do about it. He's got spatial magic. Bang. Sorted. The other thing in this chapter was the fact that the art was honestly superb. I thought the art was fantastic. Now, this may just be a flaw within myself, but one of the things when I'm reading manga, especially and mostly only when a big fight is going on, I tend to sometimes lose track of where I am, and the picture I'm starting to paint in my head slowly starts to fade away, and I'm losing track of positioning and movement between characters, in between panels, and I just start to get lost, and a lot of the stuff just doesn't really make sense to me. However, in this chapter, none of that happened. Every panel transitioned into the next perfectly, and I painted a picture in my head as I was reading and managed to pinpoint every movement, every attack, everything fluidly in my mind, almost like I was watching it in the anime. And to me, you could have the most detailed art in the world. You could have like My Hero Academia Berserk level detail. But if I'm getting lost while reading through the panels, honestly, I couldn't give two shits. But if you can subsequently sacrifice some of that detail for fluid transitions between the panels, then you get a round of applause from me. But if you can A, nail the good art, and B, also keep that smooth transitioning between panels, then honestly, my hat goes off to you. A stars. Yuki Tabata is one of the greatest artists, I think, in Shonen Jump at this minute. Nowhere near of all time. His art can't be put up, you know, in a museum like maybe you could say like a Berserk manga chapter would be. But like I said, the fact that I knew everything that was going on, I just thought that was a really interesting detail for me to bring up because, like I said, usually I'd struggle with this, but this chapter, in my head, it played out like an anime episode. You know how usually Tabata gives us that kind of like one sexy spread right at the end with ton of detail, ton of action going on? Well, in this chapter, it felt like we had like 3 of them dotted throughout the chapter, and I was like, dude, you're gonna overwork yourself. And that's something which I honestly get a little bit worried at times, because every chapter he gives us at least one super detailed page and it looks beautiful. It's usually the very last spread of the chapter, and doing that every week, I imagine, is not easy. And then this week, him doing like 2-3 of them, it's like, I just really hope he doesn't overwork himself, because we all know mangakas have a crazy, stupid, impossible work schedule a lot of the time, and the health issues that come with that are just, they're not even worth talking about. Like, they are serious about. I mean, we all know what goes on with Hunter x Hunter and Togashi. Like, we do not want a situation like that with Black Clover, so please take it easy. But other than that, I'm extremely excited to see what direction Langris goes in this arc, because you presume that he's going to kind of become good again, or not necessarily good, because Langris was never, you know, like a goody guy character, but see if he comes back to his senses as a human, or maybe they'll do the unexpected and keep him around as a bad guy. That would be quite interesting to see how it goes, but I'm pretty sure he's probably going to come back to the human side, and we'll see what precautions he gets from that. But honestly, seeing how dark he was in this chapter, it was... Langris is one of those characters which I absolutely hate, but I love as well. I hate him because he's written to be hated, but because he's written so well and I hate him, I've got to love him. That made sense, okay? But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. Tick that little notification bell if that does anything, and I'll see you guys in another video. But until then, peace.